be back to get this season started right after this. And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. Opening day baseball on the show. It's the Los Angeles Angels taking on the Baltimore Orioles. John Shabby and Chris Singleton on the call. All right, partner, ready to go. Always a pleasure to get things started with you on opening day.
Well, Happy New Year, buddy. And anyone that's involved in baseball, even though it's not January 1st, this is the start of a new year. Every team has playoff hopes. I love this time of the year. I'm excited to get things going.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Here's the veteran first baseman, Buck O'Neil, trying to pick up his first knock in the big leagues. And the pitch. Out to center. Mullins settles under it. He's got it. And there's one down. All right, let's take a look at the Angels lineup. And a big part of it, a guy with a great track record, Mike Trout.
Boog, it's kind of a joke that this guy's got a career OPS over 900. I mean, there are a lot of players that hope that they could just do that in one season, but he's done it his entire career. And in reality, there's only about 60 players that can claim that type of production.
Stepping in, Tim Salmon. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike two. Messina, he's the kind of starter that a lot of pitching coaches and managers as well really appreciate. Not a guy who's going to get himself into trouble by dancing around, by walking guys. One out, base is empty. And that one ripped into right. Santander puts it away. Out number two.
Batting third, the center fielder, Jim Edmonds.
Two outs, base is empty. And here is Jim Edmonds.
Yeah, he throws strikes, and you know he's got the command to be in the zone, be effective, but just moving the ball around, getting the ball back from the catcher, Boog, and throwing the pitch.
Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. And the Angels are gone in order. Orioles due up in the first, no score. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back now at Oriole Park. And starting this one, John Donaldson.
Just electric stuff, Boog, and that fastball is no joke. He can move it around the zone, and it's not uncommon to see him pile up a decent amount of strikeouts throughout the game. He's the type of guy that allows the entire team to wake up feeling confident, knowing he's taking them out.
Bottom of the first, and into the box for Baltimore, Brian Roberts. The 1-1. That one ripped. That's back. Bangs off the wall. And that's a leadoff double.
He was all over that one. Against good pitchers, you've got to take advantage of the mistakes. That was right in his wheelhouse, and he didn't miss a stitch.
And now it's Austin Hayes. And the pitch. Almost got him.
One strike.
Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. Runner in scoring position. Nobody out here on opening day. And a swing and a miss. Not what you're looking for after the leadoff double. A strikeout. And there's one away. And that's the first strikeout of his major league career.
And it could be the first of many if he meets the goals he set for himself and the expectations others have for him. He doesn't want to just win games. He wants to dominate at this level.
Do you think young pitchers can sometimes get too caught up in trying to rack up Ks early in their career?
I think they can. It's kind of like a hitter that doesn't have power. The thrill is still hitting the ball over the fence. And so for a guy, even if he doesn't have power stuff or strikeout stuff, a strikeout is still something that makes him stick his chest out a little bit further.
The 2-1.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Here's a high drive from Murray. Deep to right. Salmon going back. And it's off the out-of-town scoreboard. Run scores easily, and the Orioles strike first. It's 1-0.
Well, they call that an advantage count for a reason. You're so much more likely to get something you can handle. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
Ripton Jr., the next to hit for the Orioles. And a 1-1. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time.
2 strikes.
Murray over at second, 1 down.
Very dominant with that fastball inside. Hitter's going to be conscious of that. Now you have the outer half of the plate to work with out there on the mound.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time a little anxious.
Robinson.
Robinson, the next to hit for the Orioles. And a pitch. Fouled off. He was late. Donaldson, one of the best strikeout pitchers in the game, and that certainly is a benefit to him when he's in a spot like this. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. The O's add 1 on an RBI double. It's now 1-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Back here in Baltimore, here's a big power threat. Mike Trout. He is quite an athlete. I mean, you look around the other sports, basketball, football, you feel like he could thrive in one of those sports too. And it's even up.
There's a batter who, for whatever reasons, plays better on the road, and that should help him here today.
Drilled to right, will get there, and that is gone. He circles the bases, and we're level. It's 1-1.
This game is breathing new life thanks to that home run, and that's exactly what they needed. When you see a guy take a slider on the outside part of the plate and hit an opposite field home run, it fires you up because not only is he flexing the muscles to show the pop, that kind of approach will hit for a high average as well.
Troy Gloss digs in now. And the right-hander deals. Foul ball there.
So you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run. Go back to work. Focus on this next batter. The
wind of the pitch. Not even close there. And the count is even 2-2. Ed Drummond, our umpire behind the plate in this one.
Yeah, Boog, he's a really fair umpire, both the pitchers and the hitters. So standard strike zone, he's consistent with it. And the great thing is you don't see players questioning the calls too much. So that's a good thing in this day and age.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Righty to the plate.
Count.
One run across in the frame so far here in the top of the second. On the ground, Ripken. One out in the second.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
Josh Gibson stepping in now. This is a true five-tool guy. Not very many of them out there, but when he's on the field, you can't take your eye off of him. Tied up here in the early going.
Fans come to the ballpark to watch him play. And in baseball, to have such a talented player going out there every day and putting on the show that he does, just a joy to watch.
Right-hander kick steals. Hits for average power. The ability to field the arm and then the speed. Really impressive. Two out.
Good horizontal movement on that curveball right there, and just enough to get him to chase it. He placed it just off the corner, and that's one of those where a pitcher says if he's going to miss, he's going to miss off the plate. So really good job. Great pitch for the punch out.
Two outs, base is empty. Here's the left fielder, Mickey Moniak. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Angels draw even on this solo homer. All even now at 1-1. Back after this on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Here's Adley Rutschman.
The catcher, Adley Rutschman.
Donaldson delivers.
Foul ball.
Just misses the mark outside the zone. So a pitcher making his major league debut and getting the opening day start. Not something we see very often.
No kidding, Boog. And just look around the league here on opening day. You'll see a lot of proven aces getting the start. So they're hoping that that's what he can be for this organization. Someone who can start a bunch of opening days for them in the future as well.
Here's Ryan Mountcastle. Comes up empty. That's strike two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That one inside. Ball two.
It's a good take.
And down on strikes he goes. 2 down. Anthony Santander at the plate. 2 down, nobody on. Swing and a line drive, base hit out of the center field. Makes the turn and heads for second. The throw in, and he's out.
Yes, you're out.
Cut down, and that ends the inning. We played 2 full innings, and we're tied 1-1. Top half of the 3rd inning. Standing in is the power hitting second baseman, Brandon Drury. Next pitch is downstairs. Kicks and deals. And there's ball 4.
First base.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
So in now for the Angels, Zach Neto. Here's a 1-1. Neto checks his swing. Now an appeal to first. No swing. He held up. Clyde Washington with the call there. The pitch. Runner takes off. On the ground to third. Tosses to first. No chance at the double play with the runner in motion.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. The job was to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score the go-ahead run. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
The pitch. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Man at second. Ground ball right side. And he handles it himself for the out.
Not a bad outcome in that spot. The runner moves up to third, and now they have a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. It's not a knock, but at the end of the day, it's a good at-bat.
And now here is Tim Salmon. 2 outs and a runner at third. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Late swing fouled off. Though Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Outside low. Now 2-2. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep, because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. The pitch. Swings and misses. Couldn't catch up to the heater. So it's no runs, no base hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We head now to the home half of inning number 3. All tied 1-1. Bottom of the inning,
Leading
and
off
into the box for Baltimore, Cedric Mullins.
Cedric Mullins.
Next offering is downstairs. Right through there for a strike. And he chases that one. And there's 1 down. Ryan Roberts, the next to hit for the Orioles. The wind and the pitch. That one ripped, but foul. Pitch misses. 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. 2 away now. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Next pitch is outside.
In this situation, as the number 2 hitter, 2 out, nobody on, you want to be a table setter. Work the at-bat, get deep, whatever it takes, get on first base.
Look out! And it hit him. He had 2 strikes on him, and he hit him. And at first, Eddie Murray, the next to hit for the Orioles. Hayes off of first with 2 away. That just misses. 2-2.
Well, he's not afraid to fall into a 2-strike count. Knows the strike zone very well, so much so that I think umpires will look at him and determine whether it's a ball or strike, if he swings or not.
And there's a ball.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score.
Cal Ripken Jr. in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left. 3 innings complete, all tied 1-1. And we're back as we go to the top of the 4th. So in now for the Angels, Jim Edmonds. Righty delivers. Swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good eye in that spot.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
The 2-2 on the way. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Just a mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it. And I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But you know what happens.
Here's Trout. Outside. And the count is 2-2. One down, base is empty. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Just couldn't catch up on the low 90s fastball right there. And that's a result of a good job of changing speeds. Off-speed pitch on the one before, then sped him out. Pitchers that don't throw real hard have to rely on location and mix it up to speeds. That wasn't the best location with the fastball, but clearly that wasn't the pitch he was looking for at the plate either.
Ball 2.
And another ball. Two outs. Late on that fastball.
Threw that fastball right by him, slightly elevated. That's a confidence boost for this guy out there on the mound.
No, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning.
Impeccable command in that one. 3 batters, 3 strikeouts. That's electric stuff out there on the mound.
Back now at Oriole Park. Ready to go. Bottom 4. And down the shortstop, Cal Ripken Jr. 1-1 now. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. Runs it up to 96 to record the punch out.
You usually are going to see that inside fastball a little longer coming in from the opposite side, but that pitch really got in on him right there. That's a well-thrown pitch. Tough to do anything with that in terms of getting the hands through and the sweet spot of the bat to the baseball.
And now it's going to be Brooks Robinson. The lefty ready, and a 1-1. Swings and blasts one deep to left center. That's back there. And out of here. He made him pay for that one. His first homer of the year, and they jump out front. It's 2-1.
This crowd is on fire right now. They're going nuts thanks to that home run. That was one of those home runs where you really don't know if he got enough of it off the bat. I mean, he put a good swing on it clearly, but I wouldn't say he really got the sweet spot on the bat. The exit velo wasn't anything too impressive, but it had all it needed for him to circle the pillows.
Next for the Orioles, Adley Rutschman. Back up the, oh, that got him. And he beats it. He's safe. And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
So next to hit for Baltimore, Ryan Mountcastle. Late on that fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Stays alive. Ground ball up the middle. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. He doesn't have a play, and he reaches safely.
The right fielder.
One down. And now the right fielder, Anthony Santander. Misses outside, and that's ball 2.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Struck him out looking. So Singy's given up his fair share of hits in his debut, but he's done a good job of limiting the damage. What are you seeing?
I'm sure the game is moving a little quicker than normal today for the rookie, and that's totally fine. I think you bring up a great point, though, Boo. He's shown he can really battle out there, work his way out of some jams, so I think this debut should be a confidence builder for him.
Next offering is in for a strike. And a ground ball to first. A sliding stop onto the pitcher, and they get the out. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. You're dialed into the show. Back here in Baltimore, we go to the top of the 5th, and here's the catcher, Josh Gibson. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. He was late. Strike 2.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out to success, but you can never predict baseball.
And that should be extra bases. Around first, heading for 2. And his first big league hit is a double. Josh Gibson with his first major league hit. And this is a moment I'm sure he'll never forget. Congrats.
Yeah, great moment for him and his family. A guy works so hard and has to wait so long for this to happen. And when it does, it can kind of be overwhelming, Boog. You still have to stay locked in on the game, but it's great when you can take a minute to just appreciate what you've done and how hard you worked to get here.
And next for L.A., Mickey Moniak. And he gets that fastball by him upstairs.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Cuts and misses. That's a strikeout.
Well, that's a blue zone right there, or the cold zone on the hitting chart. Just doesn't have much success in that part of the strike zone. And a really good job of the pitcher executing. Try to go there as often as you can. The numbers are in your favor.
Brandon Drury to the plate. And it is 2-1. And a good eye there.
Here's an opportunity to do some damage and perhaps unlock this offense. 3-1 count. Be ready to turn on a fastball.
Man at second. And it's ball 4. He missed down low.
Well, you know this guy wants to swing it, but he's showing some good patience in this one. It's the second time he's taken ball 4.
Zach Neto, the next to hit for the Angels.
Taken high in the draft, he's had that top prospect labeled over him since he put on a professional uniform. But at some point, that starts to go away, and you've got to produce at the big league level.
2 on, 1 out. The shortstop takes the ball.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
The pitch. Late that time, it's strike 2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Outside low, and it's 3-2. Buck O'Neil waits on deck. The Halos down by a run, and we're at the top of the 5th.
Really great change of speeds. He goes off the off speed to the fastball, and the hitter doesn't know what's coming next.
That's out to center field. Mullins settles under it. 2 away.
The first baseman, number 22, Buck O'Neil.
Buck O'Neil digging in now.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Gibson, the lead runner at second. Drury on at first with 2 down. And that one fouled off. Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, and that is that.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now it's the switch hitting second baseman, Brian Roberts. Donaldson winds and fires. High fly ball out to left field. Moniak sizes this one up. Makes the catch for the out.
Good pitch. He just kind of had him out in front on that pitch away and wasn't able to stay close.
The left fielder.
And into the box for Baltimore, Austin Hayes. Base is empty, 1 away. Last half of inning number 5. Swing and a miss as he was late. Action in the Angels bullpen. Andrew Wantz up and loosening in the pen. Stevenson getting cranked up as well. The 1-2. Warning track. Wall. And you can touch them all, baseball man. His first homer of the year. It's 3-1.
That's a great way to fire up this crowd. They're feeling it now. That's just a great feeling as a hitter. You let the ball travel, tracked it pretty nicely. He's almost beat there, but he gets the bat head in time, and it's true enough to stay fair. I mean, that's a good feeling when you can hit an opposite field home run, and he did it right there.
On the line, base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Cal Ripken Jr. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out. Man at first, one away. That one's in there, and the count 1-2.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
Just missed. When you look at the elite teams in the game right now, there is going to be the slug, no question about it. But the really good offensive teams combine slug with more contact, with less swing and miss.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable out there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
Now the third baseman, Brooks Robinson. The pitch. Back to right, sizing this one up. And that is the third out of the inning. Orioles add one on the solo homer. It's now a 3-1 ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Now it's the right fielder, Tim Salmon. Chris, you played here in 2002. What are the memories that stand out as to being a member of the Baltimore Orioles?
For me, it was just pulling into the parking lot and having those that were there with an encouraging smile or a pat on the back, regardless of how things were going. It made it a lot easier to come to the ballpark, whether you were doing well or you were struggling. And then the way that they treated your family. I mean, this is a great place to play, and I'd say it's got to be one of the top places in all of baseball.
Two now. And that's a little high. And you had a cameo in the movie Moneyball as an Orioles player in a highlight clip. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Now the seventh fielder, Jim.
So digging in, Jim Edmonds. And the righty deals. Swung on, belted. That's going back. Back some more. Into the bleachers and gone. He'll touch them all. It's 3-3. The brighter the lights, the more he shines.
Yeah, this guy lives for big moments, and right there made a statement big time. Lightning fast hands to be able to hit that velocity fastball on the inside part of the plate. In my experience, when you're looking out over the plate, allowing the ball to travel, it's pure reaction to hit a pitch in that location. That's a tremendous swing.
Brandon Hyde out of the dugout now, and he's ready to make a move to the bullpen. Mike Messina is done, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back. New pitcher now, Dean Kremer.
Number 64, Dean Kremer.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Here's Mike Trout. The 1-1 is fouled off. The wind of the pitch. And a swing and a miss. One away.
Oh, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders, have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
swings through that one out in front that time.
He got away with one there, but he knows he can't go into that spot very often against a guy like this.
Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Now the catcher,
Josh Gibson, the next to hit for the Angels. Next offering upstairs.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And a foul ball. Two down. Fights it off. He'll see another. Wouldn't chase that time.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
Swings and misses, and that'll do it. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. We're tied now at 3 apiece. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back now for the bottom of the 6th, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Jose Suarez.
now pitching for the Angels, number 50.
Adley Rutschman up now. He didn't just play baseball while at Oregon State, Zing. Adley was also on the football team.
Yeah, that's right. Adley was a place kicker his freshman year, averaged 60 yards per kick, and we've all seen the highlight of him tackling Christian McCaffrey. Not an easy feat.
20 touchbacks, too. Not bad. And a pitch. That misses, and the count's full. Action in the pen down there. Andrew Watts, the young right-hander, up and throwing. Stevenson warming up as well. The line to kick the pitch. Struck him out swinging. Pulled the string of the changeup.
He's got to throw any pitch in any count. 3-2. He goes off speed. Gets the out.
Now it's the DH, Ryan Mountcastle. That's hard hit on the line. That's a base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
That was just a total nightmare for lefties. I'd be very surprised to see that matchup again. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle. Allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer. And hit the ball on the screws.
Runner on at first with 1 gone. Anthony Santander, the next to hit for the Orioles.
Ball 2.
That one misses, and that's ball 2. Got him swinging.
Well, I'm not sure what he was waiting on right there. He got the changeup and still waiting on it. You rarely see that. It almost makes you think that he was trying to set the pitcher up. I mean, if you can't catch up to the off-speed stuff, there's no way you're going to touch a fastball.
So 2 down now, and here is Cedric Mullins. And now the lefty, swing and a miss. Full count now.
Count full.
With the go-ahead run at first here in the bottom of the 6th. Lined into right. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that is that. 1 left for the Orioles. Still tied 3-3. New inning getting started. Now it's going to be Mickey Moniak. Right-handed reliever. And that one sliced foul.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
That one is absolutely belted. That's down. One hops off the wall. Safe at second with nobody out, and that double has the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Everything came together for him. Great hands on that swing to take the inside pitch and drive it into the gap for the double. It's easy to spin off a pitch like that, Boog, and you can pull that thing foul, but that was perfect. Now a good opportunity to potentially jump ahead in this game here in the later innings.
Go-ahead run on base, and next for the Angels, Brandon Drury.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Here's a 1-2. Just missed.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Just missing there. And now it's 3-2. Zach Neto up next for the Angels. Man at second. He goes down looking. And the batter now, Zach Neto. Kicks and fires. Just missed.
You got 2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a high fly ball down the left field line, but hooking foul. And the pitch. And that one in the air center field. Mullins settles under it. Brings it in. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, O'Neill.
Next to hit, Buck O'Neill. Singing, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have
throws to first in time. And that is the inning. So they work around to lead off double. 7th inning stretch time. All tied up at 3 apiece. And we're back. Leading off the 7th. Now it's the second baseman, Brian Roberts. Here's a 1-1. And he lays down a bunt. Bare hands it. Tough play. And very nicely done for the out. Well, he gave the bunt a shot there, but not able to execute.
Yeah, I think he rushed it a little bit. And when guys rush, it can be a pop-up or it can be bunted right back at a position player.
And next for the Orioles, Austin Hayes.
Well, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
Swings through it for the K. Pulled the string on the changeup. Next to switch in at first baseman, Eddie Murray.
He's a big, strong guy. Can untie this game with one swing.
Up the middle. And that chance handled. Not in time. He's safe.
Definitely a tough play right there. And he had a little trouble on the transfer. Didn't seem to be able to get the grip and get rid of it. And that made all the difference.
Runner at first with 2 away. Cal Ripken Jr. The next to hit for the Orioles. Fastball gets the inside corner at the knees.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Left field, Moniak coming on. He's got it, and that is the inning. And the Orioles lead one. Score remains tied at 3. We're at the top of the 8th. Now the number 2 hitter, Tim Salmon.
Tim Salmon.
Next offering is down low. Here comes a pitch. And that's a little bit high. And it's 3-2. Jim Edmonds hitting on deck circle. That went off the bad part of the bat and just a lazy fly ball. Roberts makes the grab on the run.
Well, that's a tough play for the infielder, ranging back into the outfield. There's part of him that's saying, hey, where are you at, outfielder? Call me off. But he stayed focused and made a nice catch right there.
Jim Edmonds getting ready to hit. All tied up, and we're in the top of the 8th. There's a swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Trying to check his swing. Appeal to third. No swing. Just held it back there. And he deals. Gets a piece and stays alive. And here it comes. Just misses with that one.
Really close pitch down around the knees there, and you could see him asking where it missed. Probably doesn't agree, but it appears he's ready to move on to the next pitch.
Bases empty, 1 away here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
I don't think he really wanted to pitch to him right there anyhow.
And now batting Mike Trout.
Look out here. He's going to come up ready to swing in this situation.
And the right-hander deals. And a count 1-2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Check on the runner. Oh, the throw is wild. And a pitch.
Ball.
1 away. Tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. That one 95 to finish him off. Here's the third baseman, Troy Gloss. Saying you talk about a guy that has all the skills. The range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and he makes all the plays.
And because of that big power arm, he's able to play a little bit deeper, make throws from the outfield grass all the way across the diamond, and still get a pretty good runner. That's impressive.
And just misses with that one. He's a defender for the strikeout. Angels lead 1, so no change in the score. It's 3-3. On to the bottom of the 8th. Now the third baseman, Brooks Robinson.
Third baseman.
The 2-1. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And that one is lifted in the air. That's back there. And it's into the bleachers. Out of here. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Here's the catcher to hit, Adley Rutschman. Missed with a changeup, and it's 2-1.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
There's the strike at the knees. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. Cut on and miss, struck him out, and that's the first out. Nice recovery after giving up the homer. Ryan Mountcastle now at the plate. One down, base is empty. Well, Siggy here in Baltimore, and crab cakes. We need to get our hands on some crab cakes. You think we'll get someone to maybe run down for us and grab a few?
Absolutely. It's got to happen. Maryland crab cakes, the best. And talk about the seasoning. Nobody does it better than the people here in the city of Baltimore, but even so here at the ballpark, some great food.
The wind of the pitch. There's a swing and a drive. And off the base of the wall. Safe at second with a double. Third hit for him this afternoon. Yeah, and I'm kind of partial to my guy Boog down there over that right field wall, and some barbecue, because Boog can fire up some pretty good barbecue.
Yeah, and I'm surprised we haven't seen any of that yet up here in the booth. Come on, man, let's go.
So up next, Anthony Santander. Man at second. And another ball. Kicks and deals. Fouls one away, and now 3-2. Mountcastle leads off second with one gone in the inning. And that one ripped to left. He makes the catch, and there's two down.
Now the center fielder, Cedric Mullins.
So next to hit for Baltimore, Cedric Mullins.
Well, bottom of the order here, Boog. You got to go right after this guy.
As they look to pick up an add-on run. And the number 9 guy at the plate. Runner at second, two down. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Man on second, two down. And that one hit to first. Takes it himself. Inning over, and it could have been worse. Solo homer brings in one for Baltimore. Last chance coming up here for the Angels. We're back. It's the top of the ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound, Yennier Cano. A chance at his first save of the year. Well, one-run game. Here's the Angels catcher, Josh Gibson.
Gibson.
And a count 1-2. Looking to get the tying run on base. And a swing and a miss. The hat trick. And a strikeout for the first out here in the ninth. So in now for the Angels, Mickey Moniak. Ripped on the ground to second in plenty of time to first. And that quickly 2 away.
Well, there's a lot riding on that at bat right there. Nice job of the pitcher to bear down, make the pitch, get the ground ball. Excellent piece of work.
So it's their last chance in this one. Here's the second baseman, Brandon Drury. This could end it. Sends it to center, and that's going to do it. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Orioles take the season opener and move to 1-0.
Well, this turned out to be an exciting, very well-played game. Always feels great when you can take the lead in the 8th at home. Come out in the ninth, the crowd will be behind that pitcher as he tries to get those final 3 outs. Everybody goes home happy with a win like this.
And the final score here, 4-3. They hang on to win it by a run. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
Our final line score this afternoon. First were the victorious Orioles. 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors. They left 8 runners on base. For the Angels, 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left 5 runners on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 9 minutes. Our paid attendance here at the ballpark this afternoon, 45,971. The Orioles would like to thank you for attending today's ball game and remind you to please drive home safely.